Hey, probably can. All right, that's it. We are done with Supercross. Track is wrapped, and we got to wear masks because we're in the stadium. Those are the rules. I'm not making political statements here. Hey, we really had quite a turnaround. I predicted that this was the dirt. It is what it is. It's summertime essentially here now. It's going to be hot and dry. There's nothing they can do. No, the dirt was significantly better than it was. We raced at night at a different feel, and this time the racing was exciting, really down to the last lap. So we'll review that here on the Weege Show, brought to you by Race Tech. I don't know if we're allowed in these pits, but we're going to try. I got Jason Thomas here and Mathis. We're maybe not going to do media stuff. We don't know if we're allowed, but I can tell you how the race went. Is he coming back?
Just letting you know he's starting to ride tomorrow.
All right, we just learned something. Marvin Muscan getting back on the bike soon. Getting back on the bike soon. Wouldn't have made it if Hangtown was the traditional opener for Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, but it's not, and he should be back by July. So KTM just wanted to clarify what's taking so long there. This is the Weege Show, yes, brought to you by Race Tech. I was already telling you, you know about the gold valves, plusher, better bottoming resistance, more traction, made and engineered in the USA. Get a set, go to racetech.com, and then put /Weege Show in there, and they might mail you a set. I don't know if we're still doing the giveaway. I don't know, it's COVID times, everything's weird. Including the fact that even though we're in the pits, we're not supposed to talk to anyone, but I can talk to you about the very exciting 450 main event that we just saw. First of all, it starts with Fly Racing's own Zach Osborne. You good with that, JT?
Oh, I'm more than good with it. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think he's still building a little bit.
Yeah.
He's probably feeling like he let one get away there, but he's still coming off a huge injury too, so I'm sure he's pumped.
There's something to be said about dudes that have won these races before and know how to grind all the way to the end, and he's trying to lead laps. Relatively new to that in this class, but a good job by Osborne. He actually led more than half of the main. He held strong. He finishes up at third, gets on the podium. We will not be talking to him about it because Osborne is hiding in a motorhome parking lot somewhere, and he will not disclose the location. He is so afraid of talking to the media. These guys are going to have a meeting for sure. Not the night Ken Roczen wanted. He looked good at the beginning of the main, but about halfway through, it started falling apart, and he ended up 5th behind Jason Anderson. And you know, that's not what Roczen wanted. It was an interesting strategy for that team because they picked the 2 inside gates. Roczen on the extreme inside, which no one had really wanted that gate all night. Had a good, it was good, maybe not position, but condition. Didn't have a huge hole in front of it, but he didn't get the jump. He had his teammate Justin Brayton next to him to try to run some defense. That didn't work either. He was kind of buried, but so is Eli Tomac. And Roczen was ahead of Tomac for a while, but then it kind of came apart, like I said, for Roczen. And then Tomac was able to get around him. And now that I'm out of the stadium, I'm gonna do this. Tomac put in a charge, and there was a time you're thinking, nah, he's too far back. He's not gonna be able to get to Osborne, who was leading, and Webb, who's in second, but it kept getting better and better. Double points, good job. It wasn't good enough, but he got me double points. Justin Starling. So there's Webb in second, kind of stalking Osborne, and there's Tomac putting in a charge, and you just wondered how the clock was going to work out. Was Osborne, was it going to turn into the pumpkin up front, or is he going to hold on, or is the clock going to strike midnight? Was Tomac going to put in another beast mode charge and get to Webb and Osborne, or was Webb going to actually go from second to first? In the end, Webb made the move. One clutch thing that Webb had, he was tripling onto a table out of a 180 for the majority of the main event. Eventually, he makes the move on Osborne. Osborne finally bobbled in the whoops. Tomac gets by him. Tomac got close to Webb in the last lap, but Webb's pretty clutch in those situations. He pulled that triple onto the table on the very last lap, and then that was all she wrote. Tomac couldn't get any closer. So we're finding the way things are rolling right now in 2020 that for Eli Tomac to not win the race, it's pretty difficult. He can come to second and put pressure on even from way back, or in Daytona, he can even win it from that position. But this time, Webb just a little too salty, a little too savvy down the stretch, and he at least stops the Tomac win streak at 2 and stops a little bit of the championship bleeding for him. But I think it's still pretty alarming for these guys to know that even if Tomac gets a bad start, even if there's some chaos early in the race for him, he's still able to make it happen and finish up on the podium, and he adds a bunch of points between he and Roczen, who finished 5th. So that's bad news for these guys. In the 250 class, it's all rolling Shane McElrath's way. Can you believe this? He's won 4 races in a row in this stadium, 2 West and now 2 East. And Chase Sexton went down. First mistake of the year for him. He was able to recover for 4th. Now they're tied in points, so they're either sharing the red plate or the red plates. And they got one more East race before the West comes in. That'll be next Wednesday. Sunday night, it'll be an East race. Webb doing everything he can to scratch and claw his way back into this championship. And Tomac just doing the job. Those guys are probably talking trash on me. We got to go back to the hotel. That's all we're allowed to do. Peace out from Salt Lake City. Go to racetech.com for more.